There is a river in Africa, a river that has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, a river whose waters gave birth to one of the greatest empires in human history, the Nile. For thousands of years, the people of Egypt worshipped this river. They believed it was not just water, but a living god. They used to say, when the Nile smiles, the land turns green, and when it frowns, life fades away. But every year came a season of fear. When the river's flow slowed down, the water became still, and it was as if the Nile had fallen asleep. And with that silence came hunger. In those days, the elders of Egypt would gather and choose the most beautiful girl in the village, the one they called the bride of the Nile. She would be dressed in white, adorned with gold and flowers, and then handed over to the river, sacrificed for its pleasure. They said it was an honor, but for the girl and her family, it was silent pain. The people believed that only then would the Nile awaken, and often, the next morning, the waters truly began to rise. The people rejoiced, believing their god was pleased, and so the ritual continued for centuries. Then time changed. A new rule came to the land, a new system, a new faith. And once again, when the Nile fell silent, the people began preparing for the old ritual. The governor of Egypt, a man of wisdom and faith, heard about this tradition and was deeply disturbed. He said gently, "No girl's life will be taken for the river to flow. If it flows, it will flow by the command of the one who created it, not by the tears of the innocent." In an age when baby girls were buried alive, this man refused to sacrifice even one girl, not even for the Nile. The villagers pleaded, "If we stop, the Nile will die. Our fathers have done this for generations." The governor wrote a letter to his leader, who lived far away in the desert capital. He explained everything and waited. A few days later, a simple and short letter arrived. He opened it, and it read, "To the river of Egypt, if you flow by your own will, then stop flowing. But if you flow by the command of the Almighty, then, by his command, flow again." At dawn, the governor stood by the riverbank. He placed the letter on the calm surface of the water. Moments passed. Nothing happened. The crowd held its breath. Then suddenly, a gentle ripple spread across the river, small, silent, yet alive. Within hours, the Nile began to rise again, its waters shining under the morning sun. The people watched in awe. No sacrifice, no rituals, just a letter, and an unseen power behind it. That day, the Nile spoke without words. It told the people of Egypt that there is something greater than gods of stone and gold, something unseen but impossible to deny. History remembers the Nile, but few remember the letter that moved it. A story, not of magic, but of faith, that changed the destiny of a nation. If you felt this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.